But it's fine, because Demo Man, having an alcoholic withdrawal, has taught his vital organs to produce alcohol, meaning that it is running through his veins and poisons the robots.
Cinema. Bro's blood alcohol is so high that it poisons robots, bro. Let's watch the bizarre lore Team Fortress 2. I need to know. I didn't even know TF2 had lore. Wait, has YouTube always been blue? What? We're already getting bizarre because YouTube is blue.
Has remained one of the most well-known and popular FPS series for decades.
I played it for the first time last week.
A story has been built that somehow makes sense in the end. So join me as I go over everything you need to know about this universe. Hi everybody, I'm here on a rooftop.
All I know is that a scout is hot, and that the spy is his dad, and that the heavy is hot, and that the engineer is hot, and that the medic is hot, and that... Nah, that's about what I know.
I'm just in a chaotic mood, pouring water and dropping loose change on pedestrians, blinding pilots with this magnifying glass, and of course, who can forget about cutting ropes that are lifting grand pianos?
I love the graphics of this video.
For some reason. So Team Fortress 2, TF2, whatever you want to call it, surprisingly coherent story. The best way to describe it is as chaotic, and you'll see that in about 30 seconds.
Honestly, I did feel that when I played it. It's so chaotic. There's too many people. There's too many players, man. There's too many players.
So Team Fortress takes place on an alternate version of Earth with a few major differences. A majority of gameplay occurs in New Mexico, but before I'm actually able
Mexico mention! Mexico mention, Chad W.
Explain why that is. First, we gotta take a look at the centuries of history before any modern mercenaries fight each other. Let's start off between the 1500s to the 1800s.
Oh my god.
Many historical figures do about what they normally do, but they get a little bit wackier with it. Most US presidents in this story slept near gas leaks, and everyone else took a swig of the silly juice.
Does this game have actual lore? I thought it was gonna be a joke.
Like, to give an idea, hats are a sign of wealth with a caste system, and real-world figures like William Prescott would shoot poor people to decrease the ratio of people without hats. Compared to some of the other stuff down the line, this is nothing. First up, let's say hello to Shakespeare, the strongest writer who's ever lived. Not only was he a literary genius, but
chat, okay, so how much of this is real? How much of this is bullshit? Is Shakespeare real in TF2 lore? Is all is real? Yes, he is real. Okay, I want some references, man. I want him to show us where it's from. I really want to know what the source material that brought this information to light is.
He was also just a regular genius, inventing the stage play, the rocket jumper, and America. His downfall comes when he invents the multiple-story building, but not stairs. Up to this point, stairs never existed, and they won't for a very long time.
Wow, wow, very important information, man. I'm glad to know.
So the only way folks would go up the stories was through rocket jumping, which is the process of jumping as you shoot a rocket from a rocket launcher, propelling yourself upwards. This becomes about as ordinary as skateboarding, where a lot of people...
You know, yeah, you gotta love to see the children out playing and rocket jumping, man.
People know how to do it, but it's really scary when you get into it. So Tony Hawk will be the pioneer of rocket jumping. Then a 200-year gap happens where everything's roughly the same, but also not really. The Revolutionary War for America, the Boston Tea Party, all that stuff happens in America, but George Washington considers himself a failure for never being able to become invisible, and military officer Benedict Arnold commits the crime of refusing to eat soup offered to him. In 1788, a man named...
What? Excuse me. I mean, dude, soup is bad. Not gonna lie. I agree with him. I agree with the non-eating soup sentiment.
Nicholas Crowder is among the first people to leave Britain and head to Australia. Partway, though, he changes his...
Excuse me. I need to look at the map again for a second there. Because that was very wrong.
In 1788, a man named Nicholas Crowder is among the...
Oh, never mind. Never mind. It's fine. Never mind. Never mind. I just saw it super quick and I thought Romania was here, and I thought it said Iran where Romania is, but Romania is here. I just thought it's super quick and I thought this was Europe. And I was like, what? Wait, what? Then I realized, no, Europe is here. It's fine.
First people to leave Britain and head to Australia. Partway though, he changes his mind and moves to the South Pole, then making a deal with a foreign mafia and taking over both poles, somehow gaining mythical powers, thus beginning the horrors of Old Nick, who, unlike Santa, abducts naughty children to make them cool weapons and hats that he would eventually sell in a get-rich-quick scheme.
So this is like lore. This is real. This is like truth, man.
So he's like a 3 out of 10 Santa. Then in 1822, a businessman for a company called Manco named Zephaniah Mann loses his wife when she gives birth to triplets. Now the first two he names Redmond and Blutarch, and they grow up to become stupid idiots who are dumb.
Oh, J-Schlat. It's just 2 J-Schlats. Oh, so are they the one that make the teams? Redmond Man and Blutarch Man.
Dumb idiots. They're dumb and stupid, and their BMIs are higher than their IQ. Dum-dums. Now,
like
the
me.
third son is completely different, hyper-intelligent, invented a new form of algebra. At this age, he can already talk. As the father plans to smother him to death, an eagle swoops in and takes him as food. This is a problem at the time. Now, Gray is actually going to survive this instance. When dropped off to the eagle nest, he kills the mother eagle along with her babies before crawling back to civilization.
Why? The eagle saved you, man.
Using his intellect to grow an empire. 28 years will then pass, and in 1850, Redmond and Blutarch, now working in Manco with Zephaniah, convinces him to purchase a shit ton of land in New Mexico. Unfortunately, on account of the brothers having as many brain cells as I have eyelashes, it turns out all of this land is going to end up being useless desert and nothing more than the gravel capital of the world. And then all of a sudden, Zephaniah friggin' dies.
This cannot be real, Lord. This cannot be something someone actually wrote down. I'm losing brain cells already.
And stuff. He has unfinished business. He's gonna be stuck on Earth forever. Heaven and hell exist in this story, by the way. Now, Zeph is
that's good to know, man. That's good to know.
a bit salty about spending his final years with all this useless desert space. So on his will, he gives his friend Barnabas Hale the company of Manco. He gives his assistant Elizabeth the company to watch over, and he gives his 2 sons the useless land perfectly equally, where the bros are gonna keep fighting over.
Aw, man. I mean, it's not useless. You can, you just need to look at it from a new perspective. Innovative mind or something, right? What happened if we would smoke when writing this? I don't know.
It for the rest of their lives and beginning what will be known as the Gravel Wars. So then they each hire mercenaries to fight over the land indefinitely. The first batch of mercs includes a few folks like Nikola Tesla, and this guy, he looks neat, but most importantly, Abraham Lincoln as the Team Pyro. In 1857, Abraham Lincoln
was canonically a pyro? What? You're seeing the panels of the comics in real time. You have to believe. I still don't, though. I still don't believe.
Lincoln finally invents stairs and dies trying in the middle of rocket jumping.
Wait, it's Abraham Lincoln. He invented stairs? Abe Lincoln invented stairs, man? Oh, can you see from the stairs to the step?
His stairs in his lab in the Ford Theater, where John Wilkes Booth, known for his Tower of Hats, also assassinates him, wanting to get the top hat. In my opinion, Lincoln's death is the 3rd most embarrassing way to die, right outside of forgetting to drink water and smoking. This tragedy scares all scholars enough to where they agree to never invent anything ever again, instead opting to learn exclusively astrology. Now, Imagine something so catastrophic that people are like, we'll never invent anything ever again. Honestly, we should do that after AI. We should be like, we should stop inventing things. By this time, the son of Barnabas Hale, Bilious Hale, has taken his father's position and proceeds to beat the shit out of John Wilkes Booth as he holds him down, letting the public take turns shooting the criminal in a public execution. This is also around the time where the most valuable resource is discovered, something objectively more powerful than gold and oil combined. Australium, named after the country it was founded in. Australium can easily change state.
Excuse me, what? Did he just say Australium? Excuse me, did he just say Australian, bro? Dude. Okay, man. Okay, fine. Australian, bro. Okay, yeah.
States of matter and is absurdly valuable. By the start of the 20th century, they already attained an advanced country by our standards. And it's basically
Why
vibranium,
not at
but
this
instead
point?
of being given to a mostly peaceful and pretty cool bunch of people, it's given to Australia. Good
Oh
Lord, everyone
no!
else is in danger.
Oh no! Oh no, mate!
Now. Just by being exposed to the materials, the Australians all get giant muscles, majestic facial hair, and become obsessed with drinking and fighting.
Oh
This
shit! Wait, even if you're a girl, do you get majestic facial hair? Asking for a friend.
shit's laced with testosterone. When the Australian will run out, so will
Yes.
everyone's abilities. So it's real important that that doesn't happen. Otherwise, the Australians become squishy baby humans again. But not really, because like they,
Yes, when look at mustaches, so it's like dwarfs, you know. Mm-hmm. Australia's penultimate in TF2 lore, partially because the creators are from there. bro, so they made all Australians buff.
the Outback is scary, dude. And even though he's not alive until the mid-1900s, Saxton Hale is the exception. Even
Saxton
though he is
Hale.
Australian, he doesn't lose his abilities. Maybe he fell into a pot of it as a baby. Maybe he worked so hard to give his abs he's immune. Or maybe it's because he's Saxton.
What was that? What was that frame? I kind of want to watch that
Maybe
again.
he works
What is happening here? What is happening, bro? Okay.
so hard to give his abs he's immune. Or maybe it's because he's Saxton frickin' Hale. Does it matter? 1890 is when another era occurs. Redmond and Plutarch have been fighting for 40 years at this point with
They
no
look like
progress.
J Schlatt, and I can't unsee it. Tell me they don't look like two J Schlats. I don't know how he can so perfectly make a cartoon look like J Schlatt, but they both look like J Schlatt. Dude, man!
On either side. They both have agreed whoever dies first loses. And as the brothers near old age, Plutarch gets the idea to simply outlive Red and hires Radigan Conager to make him an immortality machine that runs on liquid Australium, capable of keeping him alive for seemingly until Australium runs out. However, Elizabeth, still working for Manco for some reason, hires Radigan to give Redmond the same machine, thus making the endless battle become super duper endless. This
That's
means nothing.
crazy, bro. Why'd she do that? Why'd she do that, bro?
The brothers are still at the same point. In 1921, the Staircase Saga finally comes to an end when American President Franklin D. Roosevelt loses his legs in a rocket jump disaster. And he gets so peeved how not wheelchair accessible America is, he stumbles upon Abraham Lincoln's note.
Bro, I'm losing it. Is rocket jumping that important in this world, man?
And finally invents the proper staircase. In the 1930s through the mid-1960s, a lot is going to start happening. Now, you might notice there's actually a number next to the word Team Fortress. This number is controversially known.
What is that? It looks like a snake or like a swan. I'm not sure what that is.
As a 2. In this case, it implies that there is a second Team Fortress.
There is a first Team Fortress? There is a Team Fortress 1?
Meaning that chances are there might just be another Team Fortress game. That's what happens in the 1930s. Team Fortress Classic takes place during this time. And
Oh! Oh!
guess what? This means nothing. Nothing changes. The
Wow,
lore
it's
is
so
the same.
beautiful. Wow! Wow, it's so beautiful, man! I could cry right now!
But it happened. It's around this time that Saxton will finally inherit Manco. He makes hats and weapons and all this stuff the brothers use to fight, quickly growing to become one of the richest men in America and hunting down all of those ahead of him. In his free time, he's gonna get a girlfriend named Maggie and hunt down any powerful
Didn't even know about Saxton Hale's existence until now, dude. I didn't even know he existed.
animals he can find, thus making many species go extinct. This creates a lifelong rivalry with his old teacher, Charles Darwin, the inventor of the zoo and the protector of all wildlife, who saves animals from Saxton's Australianness. In this period, so much happens. Mercenaries swap out or die or retire, and all of that. The fight's going, but there still is one more thing worth noting. It's unknown what actually happens to Elizabeth, but the mantle is given to her.
Well, how does she have not a mustache? Because she has Australian. She's supposed to have a mustache. I feel like I was lied to. Man.
granddaughter Helen, more commonly known as the Administrator. She's gonna hire an assistant that goes by Miss Pauling, and just like her grandma, the Administrator is pushing for perfect neutrality, preventing either side from knowing that it's rigged from the start, really prohibiting any sort of advancements. And you can also tell because she's wearing purple, and purple is between red and blue. It's now 1967, and we are finally at TF2, good old TF2, the game that's been around for nearly 2 decades and hasn't been updated.
Chat, did you know TF2 turns 18 in October? Did you know that?
Half of it. On one hand, these characters have a lot of complexity and things going on in their lives, but at the same time, they're doing exactly what the mercs have always been paid to do.
Don't call me a cougar! Don't call me a cougar! Don't say that! Look, man, all I'm saying is I'll be there when TF2 turns 18, okay? I'll wait. I'll wait, man.
Fight for red or fight for blue. Also, Apple exists already? Sure. It's very pick and choosy what occurs here. There are 18 mercs in TF2, 9 per side. It's unknown if they're all doppelgangers or why they get killed all the time on camera, but continue
Yeah, why
to
are
respawn,
they the same person twice? I feel like that's the most confusing part to me.
Both of these questions, the former, I have no idea. The latter, there's immortality machines. Is it really that hard to believe that there could be, like, respawns in a controlled area? The point is, as long as these 18 mercs are fighting, nothing will change. They're doing a 9 to 5 where they kill each other. And I actually don't need to introduce all 18 mercs. Due to circumstances I'll get into, Miss Pauling actually develops a significantly stronger relationship with the red team. And as such, when things happen, we spend way more time with the red team. Meaning that as a
so is red team the main character then?
result, we know way more about them, and they're far more prominent. That's not to say that blue team's useless, but roughly 90% of all the team-specific moments go to red. For example, one of the locations the team usually fights in is Two Fort, and as a PR stunt, the Administrator hired a filmmaker to market the Mercenaries on red to justify all of the fighting in the local populace. And this ends up working pretty quickly, also in part because the town water supply has been riddled with lead on account of... well, you know. Oh, by the way, the whole stunt leads to the film guy's death. It's used as a warning to keep
Jesus Christ, bro, gee, we are not even halfway into this video! How much more can there be? You need to watch MS's Blue? Maybe I'll watch it after this.
everyone, like, not sharing their information. The Administrator is not the type of boss who has casual Fridays. Like, to give an idea, Heavy and Pyro go to her firsthand and ask for weapons, and her first instinct is to blow everybody up. So let's start off with the more simple mercs and work our way up. Starting off with
He gets so much crazier, there's a lot more, Jesus.
Mascot man, the Heavy, a Russian man named Misha, whose family got sent to Siberia camps in 1941 when his father was part of the USSR counter-revolutions. After 3 months here, he leads his family out into the Siberian mountains where they hunt bears. Heavy does a bunch of stuff for his folks, yet he still finds time for his own passions and relationships. He gets a PhD in Russian literature, he likes sandwiches, and he especially cares for the team medic.
He has a PhD in Russian literature! Bro. Bro, okay. Okay, man. Okay, you know, I mean, maybe it's like me, where in English, I'm very stupid, but in Romanian, I'm a bit less stupid. You know? He's like that.
He's gonna remain this stoic and wise, friendly pal, who does in fact have a kill count that reaches the triple digits. Next, there's Sniper, Mick Mundy. He's an Australian and pisses more than 8 people combined. That's an insane drop-off between people. He's
just like me, I piss like 5 times per stream, man.
All too jazzed about him being an assassin.
He's not dumb, he just doesn't speak English. Exactly, just like me. He's just like me, man. The pisser.
Them calling him a crazed gunman. He's honestly just a guy. He's probably the most normal. He just comes in, does his job, and leaves. Scout's real name is Jeremy. He's a Boston boy and the...
Really? Jeremy? Okay, that's crazy, bro. That's my Discord name. That's why I'm saying that's crazy, bro. Jeremy from Germa. Is it a Germa reference, man?
Youngest of 8 brothers, illiterate, egotistical, but at the very least, a quickster. And because of all the time he spent with Miss Pauling, he got a little crushy crush on her. Ooh. Now, Spy's a French guy who may or may not be the father of Scout. Actually, he is. It's pretty much confirmed. Red Spy specifically is the dad of both Scouts, actually. He did both of the Scouts' moms last night. How embarrassing. Now, here's a fun little fact.
You both of them? He's a dad to both of them?
Meet the Spy. The Red Spy is disguised before the Blue Sky shot between the eyes. He's acting as Scout, pretending to cry as the Red Spy got between his mom's thighs. Knees weak, arms are heavy. Slather myself in spaghetti. He's just shocked because someone actually got pictures of him doing someone's mom. That's a normal thing in this field of work. Ludwig, aka Mr. Medic, has no doctorate. Never went to school and had his medical license revoked when a patient's skeleton went missing. But at least he has a pigeon named Archimedes. In a room full of psychopaths, Medic shines upon them and will prioritize exclusively his own goals. I think the engineer is the most vague. Red and blue Engies are both related. Red Engie, Del Conacher, has 11 PhDs, has innovated the immortality machines, and out of everyone, I think he's the one not showing his cards, in part due to how powerful his knowledge is compared to everyone else, even Medic. Travis Finnegan de Groot, better known as Demo Man, is a Scottish hyper-alcoholic cyclops. He comes from a rich family to associate success with the amount of jobs worked. Demo, for example, earned 7 figures through 3 jobs, and his father worked 26 at one point. It's tradition for the de Groots to be up for adoption when
26 jobs? How do you have time for that?
Young. He was only taken in when he blew up his adoptive parents and the Loch Ness Monster at the same time. One Halloween, he's offered
So the Loch Ness Monster is canonically dead in TF2? Aw, man.
a job to clean a library for a single nickel by a wizard. Yes, a wizard named Erasmus.
So wizards are canon in TF2. Oh, that's good to know.
A 6,000-year-old figure. The only rule Demo has to follow is not open any of the books. So Demo opens the book, and now he has a haunted eye socket. Whatever, dude. Holy hot dog!
He has a haunted eye? I thought he was just blind.
Frick, frack, snick, snack do I say about Soldier? Very stupid, master of war, master of rocket jumping, drinks so much lead water Flint, Michigan would have a drought. He's a lawyer, a patriot, and probably sleeps in a running washing machine. He wanted to fight in World War II, got rejected by every military branch, went to Poland himself, and went on a massive rampage until he heard about the war ending in 1949. Reminder, World War II ends in 1945. He very likely removed a small country's worth of men from the population.
He went to fight in World War II after he was over. Bro. Okay, bro.
And then there's Pyro. I don't know. They're my favorite. Pyro and Heavy are my favorites to play. They make me feel like the best player in the whole wide world. We don't know anything about Pyro. They're just happy to be here. I like all these characters, though. I sure am glad, despite the millions of deaths they've suffered by the player base, I'm glad a respawn machine prohibits that whole death thing from actually happening. Maybe it, makes the mercs forget that they died or something. I'm not so sure. What I do know is that the administrator and Miss Pauling do not want either side being friendly with each other, nor do they want progress.
They wouldn't have liked our TF2 session because we were just dancing, man. We were dancing. I got Chad to play TF2 with me and we were just dancing.
On Red or Blue's end. Again, they wear purple. Like at one point, Red Demo and Blue Soldier become best friends and seemingly are gonna refuse to kill each other and maybe
it's like Romeo and Juliet! Oh! That's so cute! They kiss! It's like forbidden romance! Oh man! Why is TF2 so gay? Just a random question.
talk about their jobs, and maybe even talk about their contracts. The possibility of this alone makes the administrator force upon them a friendship divorce. But Saxton, on the other hand, he's the cool boss in the office. His office desk is a grill. That's badass.
Oh!
Saxton invented
Okay, that is
the internet and
badass.
buys all of Europe. He found the Yetis.
Imagine... What the fuck is that? Imagine having a grill at your office, man.
Species captured them and then built a Yeti park exclusively to hunt the Yetis. And then when the Yetis go extinct, he makes that a battlefield. I mean, what do I say? He's Saxton Hale. For 4 to 6 years, the Gravel Wars will happen with these teams. A lot is gonna happen, and even though they have an objective chronological order of events, it hardly matters. Plus, I forgot to write down the order, so I'm just gonna go in whatever feels right. Outside of the Meet the Team videos, the Mercenaries do a couple of things to appease the public. One Christmas, the Blue Scout pile drives an old lady or something, and when they're on trial, the Blue Soldier causes so much of a ruckus that both of them end up in Elf and Mall Santa respectively. And just to be safe, Blue Spy comes with them. While giving a little boy a haircut, Old Nick returns.
Not Old Nick! I remember him! He's like the evil fucked up Santa Claus that brings guns.
Probably shouldn't do that anymore. Old Nick tries to abduct little Jack because he can, and in self-defense, Jack moseys on over and offers him a lovely scarf that makes him fall asleep in excitement.
Oh, wow.
Throughout the Halloween, some more stuff happens. Merasmus will show up and cause a lot of problems, mostly over refusing to do the dishes, and because someone brought a vegetable dip with hummus of all things, that charcuterie board...
Oh, hummus, bro. Oh, bro. Nah, it cause a war too, man.
Sucks if it has hummus as the best dip. Each year, new things will invade. Like Zephyriah will show up, the horseless headless horseman, and Demoman's other eye comes back to haunt as this monster Monoculus. I understand
This is
why
so
you
fucking
drink
stupid,
now,
man. This is so dumb. Living through this game as he got his updates must have been wild.
Man. Fortunately, at least one time Erasmus gets arrested because when returning to an expo, he discovers that Soldier made their home a raccoon sanctuary with an abundance of sour cream. They're roommates, by the way. I just forgot to add that. They live.
And they were roommates.
Lived with each other. Merasmus threatens to kill him, but Soldier took the come back from the dead stronger pills, and then an officer arrests him for this entire fiasco. In 1971, there's expiration date. Red gets the weekend off after successfully stealing a briefcase. When the team finds out that every time they used engineers' teleporters,
we saw this, right? Yeah, we saw this. Yeah, it's the bread one, right?
They've been using for up to 4 years at this point, have riddled all of them with tumors. And they confirm this through the bread. I don't know how Heavy has never noticed this. So while trying to do something nice, Spy comes up with the idea to accomplish everyone's last wishes, but Scout does some shenanigans and nearly ruins the whole thing. But in actuality, he has a final wish to go on a date with Miss Pauling. After a montage, Scout basically fails all the teachings, so he just gives it the good old college try, even though I'm convinced Scout probably didn't even graduate high school. He sounds the briefcase missing alarm to summon Miss Pauling and wastes her yearly day off. Then Engie and Medic discover, hey, those aren't tumors, those are just the green virus, and only bread can get the green. So as long as no one teleported any bread and never does it again, there will be no problems. But off screen, after getting a bucket as his last wish, Soldier was told at the start, and I quote, teleport as much bread as you would like. So for the...
Well, I would do that. I mean, it's the engineer's fault, man. If someone told me to teleport as much bread as I would like, I mean, and I only had like 24 hours left to live, what would I do, man? Genuinely, what could I even do at that point? Aside teleport a copious amount of bread. A comedic amount of bread.
The past 70 straight hours, Soldier has just been teleporting bread. So the bread just becomes a giant monster for over 4 years. This monster was roaming around Europe. I don't even want to think about what he's done if the military rejected him.
Oh, man.
And every branch fighting happens.
Now I see why people were like, oh god, Soldier. You know, people were like, oh, Soldier is cursed.
Explosion. Death. Also, every game of TF2 is canon. You can't prove otherwise. And then, it happens. Redman and Blutarch rent the Alamo and propose a truce. It turns out Gray was the one to call him there, taking out his brothers once and for all in one fell swoop, and the Gravel Wars are over with no more paychecks and with both teams... bosses out of the picture. All mercenaries are about to go home and pack up and leave, but then Miss Pauling reveals, oh wait, guys, Saxon got a new job for you, just go beat up the machines. Throwing everyone back into work to protect Manco facilities from Greyman and his machines. And they're only getting paid because robots run on money somehow. I feel like regular paper would be easier, but
well,
hey,
yeah, this is like a game mode, right? I saw it, I didn't try it.
fine. Heavy.
She didn't play any of the Halloweens events. The way she's surprised by any of this. Brother, I played TF2 for the first time last week. I don't know what to tell you, man. First time I've ever played this game was last week, man.
Like sandwiches. In this man versus machine period, there's still more stuff going on despite both teams working together now. Medic figures out how to revive people within a 5-second rule, and the Man Brothers are back as ghosts. Now technically Blutark won the Gravel Wars by 7 seconds, but since neither of them could do the paperwork, they gotta go to Soldier, who might I remind you is a lawyer, where he
What? Wait, when is he a lawyer, bro? Are you a TF2 tuber yet? I'm getting there, man. I'm getting there.
Whoever can go to an afterlife last. So the brothers decide they're gonna send each other to hell, and the Gravel Wars are back on for a little bit. Wow, cool. Despite everything changing, nothing has changed. This period of man versus machine content takes us through a majority of 1972, and nothing would change until
So none of the mercenaries age, do they? They're like kind of immortal, right?
Gray McMahon takes a step back and changes his approach to this new war. He surrenders and then challenges Saxton to the Manco Challenge, a fight that states if the challenger wins, they get the entire company. Gray declares Saxton will fight the current company CEO, and knowing that Saxton will only spare babies, Gray promoted his daughter to the CEO, making Saxton instantly forfeit and instantly ending the challenge, throwing away.
Okay, that's smart. Making a baby as a CEO so Saxton doesn't kill him? That's smart, man. Low-key, that's smart.
Manco. But could you imagine if Saxton just ignored it and just
Yeah!
threw that child out the window like a discus? This is the same story where people died over hats. It's not impossible. The tragic failure on Hale's part results in all mercs losing their jobs to AI. The administrator tells all of her employees to scatter and go into hiding, and this only becomes an issue for 3 of the characters. Soldier needs to move out of his castle, and somehow his scouts helping him load his stuff. Soldier breaks both of Scout's arms.
What?
Now, right before Spy leaves, Scout asks for help attaining his savings at the 2-Fort Bank, and this turns out to be exclusively Tom Jones merch, thinking that his death will significantly increase the value of it. And this ends up leading to stupid bickering and the 2-Fort mayor trapping the 2 in the bank, only letting them out if they agree to go to jail. Now, Scout, I understand falling for this, but how did Spy not at least attempt to leave? Was he setting a good example? Did he want father-son time? They've been co-workers for 4 years. Scout seems like a good friend to see
Maybe
a
the
couple
stupid rubbed off on him, man.
times a month, but not really living with him, contrary
Jesus Christ, dude, this is genuinely a fever dream, man.
to popular belief. I'm not all too interested in getting arrested in New Mexico. Now it's late 1972 to early 1973 probably. I don't know. I wasn't there. 6 months have passed since the team split, and the administrator has a plan in the main comic run. During all this time, Australium has been quickly diminishing, and there's not much
Fucking Australium. I still can't believe they made Australium a thing, bro. Spies and stupid, he's just French. Yeah, I know, but I mean the stupid of the other team rubbed off on him out there so much, you know? I can sense whenever stream has TF2 on the screen, so here I am. Welcome, watching the bizarre lore of Team Fortress 2 and my brain is exploding. What the fuck do you mean Australium? That is the... Dude, I'm gonna make Romanium, bro. Yeah, it's a rare mineral that makes you steal everything from other people's pockets, man.
left on the planet. Yet she somehow managed to net 89,000 tons of it. So Miss Pauling is tasked to find as many mercs as possible and find any remaining Australian. So she looks for the red team and starts with anyone who stayed in the Southwest. Soldier's currently doing celebrity house tours, starting at Tom Jones's house, which leads to his death in the process. This hardly matters. Also, Marasmus is Tom's current roommate, but not anymore. Next.
Are they roommates again, man? Are they roommates again? You're the Romanium. I'm not a metal though. I'm a person. You know, I'm not metal. What the hell is wrong with you, man?
Next, they find a depressed CEO Pyro at this place called Frontier Engineering, where his passion for arson is reignited by his pals. And Demo, he's just a sad guy. He just jumps back in pretty instantly. Next up, Spy and Scout still in jail. Miss Pauling and Pyro go to burn books as Grays on their trail, using all the resources and his own immortality machine to stop them. While Demo and Soldier go to court trying to free their big old buds. They fail. So now there's a public execution. And
Gotta love the public execution scene. I feel like a lot of great literature has one, you know?
Before anything happens, Miss Pauling goes in and goes, "Nuh-uh," instantly convincing the town to give up. Thank you, Leadwater, for poisoning the town and saving the day. Then the team splits up to look for Heavy and Sniper. Pyro, Soldier, and Scout all go to Siberia, while Pauling, Demo, and Spy go to Australia. The Siberia team finds Amelia Earhart's place of plane.
Why is Scout a glizzy? Is there an explanation for this in the comics? There must be, right? Why is Scout a glizzy, man? Bro, nope. Okay, he just is a glizzy. Even found me something to wear so I can stop freezing to death. Check out the mustard lines on this baby. I can feel stuff happening in my body again already. Again. He just liked this.
Crash, finding her remains in a hot dog suit, and after smothering themselves in honey, they attract baby bears.
Wow.
This is when Heavy shows up and gives that bear a stern talking to. This crew goes over to Heavy's house, and Jana, I think that's how you say her name, I'm gonna say it like that, please don't yell at me. One of Heavy's sisters gets a boyfriend, and his name is Soldier.
Chat, would you let your sister date a soldier? I wouldn't. I'm not even that close to my sister, but like if she wanted to date the soldier, I would be like, hey, we have to talk, man. I don't think you should do this. Could any of us stop him? Probably not.
That's not Soldier's name. His name's actually Mr. Jane Doe. Oh, and then the family decides to go back to America because Siberia's cold. And also cold. Right as this happens, the Australia team makes it to Australia, where they see firsthand how no Australium is a bummer for the populace, and the gang spends about a week in Australia. But while that is happening, Saxon Hale finds his ex working for Charles Darlin, where Charles offers to get Manco back in exchange
Who is
for
Charles Darlin again? I kind of forgot, man. The lore is getting too complicated. Who's Charles? I don't really know anymore. Jane Soldier Doe. His name is Jane. Oh yeah, the inventor of zoos. You're right. How could I forget the inventor of zoos that likes animals and doesn't want Saxon Hale to kill them?
To keep the endangered animals alive. And then the other team makes it to Australia. Scout and Heavy are tasked with going to Ayr Rock, where they stumble upon Saxon and Maggie. This will be important. Everyone else needs to go to New Zealand, as supposedly...
So they're just trying to find a sniper, man.
The last supply is over.
His nose is bad. You listen. Look, man, I'm bad with names. I actually am very bad with names.
There. Only problem is that New Zealand decided to go underwater. The entire city is at the bottom of the ocean because one scientist said so. He said the world was gonna end.
Of course, cinema. Of course. I mean, that makes perfect sense to me. New Zealand is underwater now. Yeah.
It didn't. To counteract this, Gray sends out a new team that's actually Team Fortress Classic, along...
No, they're so old, man. No. So, let's see. So, that's the spy, right? That's the sniper. That's probably the engineer. That's the pyro. I would assume that's the heavy, and that's the soldier, and... I don't know what that... Is that the scout?
Side, the medic, who does not give a sloppy string slackleberry shit.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the medic. They didn't even search for the medic. What the fuck?
About needing to hunt his old friends. And as this happens, Soldier, Jana, and Spy sneak into the Australian Navy and kindly ask to borrow a submarine. Miss Pauling and Demo find Sniper's house, where Sniper nearly takes him out, and he found out he's adopted. This means Sniper's all good.
Not Sniper!
With going to New Zealand, and the whole gang goes on down to the underwater. Don't ask where Pyro was during this time. There was no explanation.
Yeah, wait, where did they... I'm confused. Yo, Commander Regulus, thank you for the raid. Welcome, we're watching the bizarre lore of TF2, man. It's very bizarre.
In New Zealand, the crew discovers Sniper's real parents, revealing that he's not a true Australian, and that explains why Australium never gave him superpowers. And
wait, so Australium only gives superpowers to Australian people? What? He was never Australian to begin with. No!
real name is Mundy Mundy. I've heard Slurpees with better names. Also, it turns out Sniper's parents also they're kind of dicks. His dad wasted all the Australium to paint test rockets to space while his mom takes the last one. And to rub like 14 pounds of salt into Sniper's big old flesh wound, his dad steals the submarine, never to be seen again, and then the classic mercenaries shoot Sniper, killing him instantly. When the classic team returns...
They killed Sniper! Why? That's fucked.
With the red team, Gray decides to do a final Manco facility invasion.
Rips. Wait, is the Sniper canonically dead? I'm sad now. What? That's fucked up.
Gets the administrator's remaining Australium until Classic Heavy thinks to himself, hey, I want to be immortal. Why am I making this shriveled raisin man immortal? So he rips out Gray's immortality machine, leaving him to perish and taking him out of the story as Gray's machines are about to do their invasion. Soldier and Janna are being interrogated by Classic Pyro until Janna removes her hand to blow up Classic Pyro. Pauling and Spire about to take some cyanide until Heavy and Scout show up. Woohoo!
My brain, I'm trying to keep up. I really am trying to keep up, man.
But just kidding, it's Classic Spy and Demo. Then Soldier and Janna appear, show Classic Spy how to turn his head around like an owl, and Janna punches Pauling so hard the kinetic energy knocks the Classic Demo Man to the ground, where the Spy chokes him with handcuffs. Across the base, Medic revives Sniper.
Yeah, let's go. They revived him, I'm happy. I would have been sad if Sniper was dead.
As he has a nice moment realizing how much his adopted parents love him, once and for all accepting his job not as a crazed gunman, but as an assassin. And when he wakes up, Classic Heavy just starts yelling, he sucks, he's a jerk, I hate him, I hope he shrivels. The red team skedaddles, but nearly gets all their blood removed from the blood.
I feel like that's like fucking foreshadowing. I feel like he's gonna shrivel, Chad. Yeah. Fix with stitches, you know, don't even worry about it.
Blood-sucking robots. But it's fine, because Demo Man, having an alcoholic withdrawal, has taught his vital organs to produce alcohol, meaning that it is running through his veins and poisons the robots.
Cinema. Bro's blood alcohol is so high that it poisons the robots, bro.
The final fight begins. Scout, Heavy, Saxon, and Maggie land from a plane with the team weapons. Pyro melts Classic Scout and Classic Soldier. Spy and Sniper get Classic NG and Classic Sniper. And on their way back, they stumble onto a near-death Scout. Spy disguises himself as Tom Jones and...
What was that tattoo, bro? Who even is Tom? Is this another name I forgot? Who even is this, bro? Oh, this is... don't tell me the Scout dies, okay? What? No, stop.
Announces how proud he is of his son going down this path, and Scout goes out smiling, finally knowing once and for all, his father was Tom Jones, but actually Spy. He doesn't die, by the way. This is
good.
TF2. The good guys live forever. In
Yeah.
Heaven, and Scout are home dogs. They have foosball tables. They send Tom Jones to super heaven, and Scout gets to revive himself. Back on the battlefield, all the fighting is fighting.
Of course, you know, God is on your side in TF2. Of course. You know what Tom Jones is? He's a famous singer. Well, clearly not famous enough, because I have no idea who he is. So, like, get relevant, bro.
With a Heavy versus Heavy fight. It's mostly going toward Red Heavy's win until Classic Heavy puts on Gray's Australium device and stains Medic's perfectly good coat with strawberry jam. Now, Medic was a German who was very likely in World War II, so he's going straight to hell.
Don't touch the Medic! Straight to hell.
During this time, Medic stole the souls of either the Classic or Red
man.
meaning that the devil owns only a ninth of his souls. But in exchange for 2 more of those souls, he gets brought back for 50 years.
That's crazy that the Medic made Satan his little bitch, bro. Scout is friends with God, and the Medic is friends with Satan.
Now, Medic reveals that he stuffed baboon uteruses in Classic Heavy, which baffles him so much, it provides Red Heavy with enough time to pull out Gray's immortality machine, which drains the rest of the life
Shriveled
force.
up.
It's all over, Red wins, Australium is gone forever. And then it's revealed during all of this adventure, engineer's been with the administrator, rationing the remaining Australium that they have and keeping her deceased for upwards of several hours. She only has about 6 months to live, and she just goes, let's just ball, I don't give a hoot. And she goes, all or nothing, uses the rest of it at once, gives her 1 hour of youth. And oh man, the finale comic? The finale comic of this is
where can he go from here? What?
crazy. It doesn't exist.
What? What? Oh. So that's in 2017. It came out a couple months ago? Okay. Okay, in 2025, okay, we like that, we like those, it made me cry, oh god, fuck, I might have to go read TF2 comics, man. The 7th comic is real.
Why does this keep happening? See, Valve, the creators of TF2, are very bad at finishing things. They like making good games, but don't really like counting to 3. The last update for TF2 was 2017. That's over 6 years ago. Finish the comic! 1 issue left, but no! We don't get to see it! We don't get to see anything! So here's what I would guess. I think Saxton would punch Charles Darwin in the face and refuse Manco. I think Elizabeth and Helen could be the same person, and she was gonna destroy the Manco legacy, which is why the story never escalates through the Gravel Wars. And I think all of the mercs would have found some new jobs, some together, some doing their own things, and in the end, it doesn't matter. TF2 mostly lives on via the community, who, you know, they got some good things like TF2 Classic, and then they got some bad eggs, like every community does. Treat others how you want to be treated, guys. Don't be bucket dippers, be good people. Well, that's all, folks. Look at this sad statistic and feel guilty. Here's a GamerSupps code. Hey, Tyler, there's someone behind you.
What?
I love doing that joke. I hope that freaks someone out. Really? I don't have much else to add. All I could say is, oh, I don't know.
Oh shit, I just exposed that my real name is Tyler. Oh shit. Guys, I swear my name is not Tyler in real life. Oh fuck. Oh man. Oh man, oh god, oh man, oh guys, oh no, gonna have to take this down now. Oh no, Helep is not Jeremy. I don't even know what to say, man. I don't even know what to say. Okay, whatever.
Maybe. Oh, I don't know. Finish the comic.
Apparently they did, man. Apparently they did. What do you mean the bizarre lore of Clash of? Okay, no, enough, okay. That's crazy. Did you know that I have merch now? That is right, I have a merch. I have keychains, hoodies, sweatpants, shorts, standees, and also this beautiful mousepad that is 100% very accurate to my proportions. So if you like anything you see, why don't head down to the link in the description and grab something, it would help a lot.